And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Carroll, Iowa. It's the site for the state championship Saturday, where the Spalding Spartans go after their sixth state championship against a newcomer to the championship game, Van Meter. It's only their second state tournament trip. The last was in 1997 for Spalding. They're in their 10th state tournament, and they have won 5 of the previous 9 times they've been to the state tournament. Once a runner-up, so 6 times out of the 9 trips to the state they land in this championship game. Happy to have a back Mike side with us, Matt Goliber, and Matt, that says a lot for this program. I mean, when they get here, they don't settle for just showing up. They come here to take home some hardware.
Goal every year you start, Denny. Play on the last day of the season.
Yeah, I had a coach tell me once, gentlemen, you want to, as a senior especially, you want to dictate when your last game is, and the only way you can do that is to play for a state championship. So they've done it today. They've dedicated themselves to being here in this moment in their young baseball lives, and quite a salute to this group of kids, I think, because this was not expected for them to be here playing for the title today, but they've done it, and they've persevered through a lot of doubters along the way.
They've been the underdog all year, and there's nothing greater than putting your jersey on for one last time, knowing that it's your last day and you control your own destiny.
You bet. Well, Spalding going to come in a favorite today. They probably haven't been the favorite in the previous 2 tournament games here, although I think the name Spalding down here usually means you better play some baseball if you're going to beat the black and gold. Well, we're going to enjoy the national anthem here at the stadium. We're moments away from the first pitch. Another brilliant sunny afternoon here at the ballpark, and nothing's more attractive for a setting for the last game of the season than this Carroll ballpark and the trimmings of a state championship game. Town, Carlisle and Dyersville Beckman are playing for the 2A title right now, and the 4A championship between Valley of West Des Moines and Dubuque Hempstead. Things have got a little more to plan over there. Both number 1 seeds are out here in the Carroll part of the tournament. Martinsdale St. Mary's, the 1A number 1 seed, went out yesterday. Spalding beat them 3-2. Everybody buzzing. What a terrific game that was.
Unbelievable, Denny. The way those guys swung the bats, Martinsdale, Nate Hines shut them down. It was a good game.
Dave Hine telling me, he said, we still have the utmost respect. I can see why they were number 1 rated. They were a great hitting ball club. Nate, it's a tribute to him, how well he pitched.
I agree, Denny, just as well as Justin did the other day. We'll see if Brett can do it today.
I thought it was kind of interesting. I talked to both Justin List after the first day and Nate Hine yesterday. Both related they didn't think they had their best stuff, but both threw 4 hitters, so they pitched pretty well.
Brian said the same thing about him, Denny. You got to wonder how good they could really be if they're bringing out their best stuff.
Well, it is Brett Hansen getting the call today. The coaches went with the seniors, and Matt, you tell me that's kind of tradition for Bill Webker. He'll go with the senior.
Coach Webker's always gone with the seniors. He believes they put their time in and it's their chance to shine. It's worked up until now. We'll see if it's going to work today.
You have some tired arms you're working with, but Spalding has the fortune, maybe, where unlike a lot of other 1A teams, they don't have too bad a number 3 guy.
Their team, they didn't get here on 1 pitcher. They took 3 of them to get here, and so now they get their chance to show all 3 of them. All
right, Spalding going to be the first at bat. Let's take a look at their lineup today. The 29-9, number 8 ranked Spartans will go with John Bunkers at second base. Brian Goliber, the catcher, hits second. Justin List, the center fielder, hits third. Nate Hine DHing today for Brent Richter, who's taken over at first base while Brett Hansen gets the pitching call. It's Doug Schrader at shortstop today, hitting in the number 5 spot. Brett Hansen will be pitching today and hitting 6th. Derek Jungers, the right fielder, hits 7th. Michael List, the right fielder, hits 8th. And Ben Nye, the left fielder, hits to the number 9 spot. They're up against the lefty today. Scott Blue gets the starting nod for the Van Meter Bulldogs. He's 9-2, got a 1.81 ERA in 73 and 2/3 innings. He has struck out 89 batters. He's walked 40. He's given up 42 hits, a power pitcher.
We would like to introduce the visiting team, the Spalding Catholic Spartans. They are 29-9, the non-starters. Number 1, Mike Bunkers. Number 2, Matt Gall. Number 3, Josh Van Ness. Number 4, Adam Kinney. Number 6, Adam Pottebaum. Number 7, Matt Schuber. Number 9, Adam Krieber. Number 10, Doug Hoffert. Number 13, Jeremy Henson. Number 15, Drew Hying. Number 16, Brent Stevens. Number 20, Kurt Smith. Number 21, Justin Plotty. And number 36, Michael Murphy. The starters for the Spalding Catholic Spartans, leading off and playing second base, number 22, John Bunker. Batting second and doing the catching, number 18, Brian Goliber. Batting third, playing center field, number 40, Justin List. Batting fourth is the DH, number 14, Nate Hying. Playing in that position at first base, number 12, Brent Richter. Batting fifth at shortstop, number 30, Doug Schroeder. Batting sixth and doing the pitching, number 11, Brett Henson. Batting seventh in right field, number 5, Derek Junger. Batting eighth at third base, number 8, Michael List. And batting ninth in left field, number 24, Ben Nye. The bad boy is Brady Hying. The assistant coach is Dave Hying. The head coach, Mr. William Webker.
Here's the batting order for Van Meter. They're 28-5. They're out of the West Central Conference. Both these teams finished second in their conference. Nick Olson, the center fielder, hits first. Scott Blue, the pitcher, hits second. Kyle Edwards, the shortstop, in the third slot. Luke Bain, the catcher, hits cleanup. Joe Finaro in the right field spot, hitting fifth. Ben Anderson, the first baseman, hits sixth. Joel Lemke, the third baseman, hits in the number 7 spot. Hitting eighth will be A.J. Wright, DHing for the second baseman, Jed Allen. And hitting ninth will be Mark Chamberlain. Out in left field today. John Bunker's going to step in to lead it off. A .277 hitter as this tournament has started. He's 1 for 4 in the tournament, but he's been on base a lot. He scored 3 runs. That's what you want out of your leadoff hitter. First pitch of the game in the state finals in 2003 is inside for the ball. Brian Goliber, then Justin List up after John Bunkers. Bright sunny afternoon, some big fluffy clouds, a little bit of a gentle breeze across the park. That's in for a strike. It's 1-1. Scott Blue, lefty, going for Van Meter. That's kind of who Bill Wupker and Dave Hying both thought they'd see today. Came inside, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Got it.
Like you said about John, Denny, he found a way to get on all tournaments so far. Look for the Spartans to be scrappy today, just like they have.
Yeah, it's worked so far. It's been a formula that's been successful. Here's the pitch. Fouled it back. Coaches have been talking about how many 2-out hits they've got in this tournament. A lot of their runs have come with 2 outs.
Guys stepping up in big-time situations.
And the fact that they're really in the star in this team, coaches kind of thought that works to their advantage today. There isn't any pressure on any one individual like the middle of the lineup guy or something. It's really distributed well. No strike 3 call, and John Bunkers takes it on the outside corner. He's rung up. 1 gone here in the top of the first inning. This guy's kind of sneaky fast, as the players like to say. Scott Blue gives that slow wind-up and got a little pop in a fastball. Brian Goliber up. Brian's had a good tournament. 3 runs batted in. He's had RBIs in each game. 3 for 7 for the tournament. Check swing, but he went around. There's a strike. Haven't kind of cut in on him and really ate him up. Brian Goliber hitting at .377 coming into the tournament. No extra base hits yet. Going to be popped up off to the right. Will it stay in play? First baseman giving chase, checking the sun. He can't get to it. It stayed inside the boundaries of the ballpark, but he could never run it down all the way down the right field line. Well, he gave it a good chase, but just never could run it down. Van Meter in only their second state tournament. They're a ball club. They're a school that's probably noted more for football. They have never played in a state championship game in any sport. 6 times, though, they've been to the football playoffs, including the last 2. There's a bouncer to short. On to first base. Dug out by the first baseman. And Brian Goliber's retired on a 6-3 putout. Kyle Edwards, the shortstop. Let's check out Van Meter around the diamond today. Ben Anderson at first. Second baseman is Jed Allen. Kyle Edwards at short. Third baseman today, Joel Lemke. Out in left field is Mark Chamberlain. Center fielder is Nick Olson. Right fielder is Joe Finaro. catcher Luke Bain and the pitcher Scott Blue. Justin List steps in at the plate. The top hitter for the Spartans, breaking ball in for a strike. Justin hitting at .467, 4 doubles, 7 home runs. He's got 3 runs batted into this tournament, 2 for 5. He went hitless though yesterday. Missed away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Look for Justin to step up big today, Denny.
That's what the coaches thought. Dave Hying, I think, he said he really hadn't had a great hitting tournament like he can. We expect him to come through today. It's a day where your leading hitter's got to just take it upon himself to be the guy. If they have a guy, this is probably the closest thing they've got to the man. Swing and a miss. Boy, that was a cut. Biggest cut I've seen Justin take this whole state tournament. He must have liked it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 326 down the left field line, 322 down the right field line, 358 and 353 to the alleys, almost 400 to dead center. Bouncing ball foul by third. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes on Justin List. Came into the state tournament. It's kind of a tough out, 12 strikeouts and 120 at-bats. That'd be, I guess, if my math is right, 1 out of 10 at-bats.
Hopefully Spartans can put the ball on the ground all day long today, Denny. They may look a little suspect.
Thought that was going to be fouled back. Count holds 2-2. That's kind of the key to yesterday. The coaches thought when I visited with them before the game, just the fact, not really all the whole tournament. Spartans are coming down here. 1 goal offensively is to put the ball in play and try and make things happen, and they've done a pretty good job of that. I think only 1 strikeout yesterday. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Twice they strike out here in the first inning, and the Spartans go down in order against Scotty Blue. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We've gone through 1/2 inning here in the state title game today. It's the Spartans nothing. Bulldogs coming to bat, and this team can hit. We'll tell you about some of their hitting stats when we come back in just a moment. Let's take a look at Brett Hansen's pitching numbers. He's got a 4-3 record, a 2.22 ERA. He's pitched in 47 1/3 innings, given up 52 hits. 25 strikeouts, 17 walks. Got to have the defense play solid like they've been playing pretty solid in this tournament.
And they've been playing solid this whole last half of the season. Yeah, Denny, you're right. Look for defense to make some big plays today.
I know they made 5 errors in 2 games. Now, on the surface, that may seem like a lot. Dave Hyman is saying the errors we've made don't bother me. We fielded the ball, and that's where you run into problems. You just don't field the ball. They've had 3 throwing errors, I think, and then kind of the bad hop grounder yesterday on Michael List at third base. So they've been forgivable errors in that respect, I guess.
For the most part, they've been making the routine plays, and that's what you like to see.
Nick Olson steps in here, a senior center fielder. This team has a lot of seniors on it. Ground ball to the first pitch to the shortstop. Doug Schrader on to first for the out. 1 gone. Scott Blue stepping in here now. Nick Olson was hitting .363. Scott Blue batting at .310. This team hits .343 for a batting average, a little higher actually yet than Martinsdale St. Mary's. Whether they played the same kind of competition, I guess it's hard to say. It's so spread out over different areas of the state. That's why you get to mix apples and oranges down there at the state tournament. Sometimes a little tough to do. Just got to see how they match up on that given day. And as we've seen out of the Spartans here, there's a swing and a miss. Kind of depends on what kind of mental approach you come to the state tournament with, too. Spartans have been ready to play. They've seen how you get it done down here, and they've come down and tried to emulate that same formula. Breaking ball, lined off the pitcher's glove. Schrader will have a play, and that's on target. Nice patient play there. Brett Hansen reached out, got just enough of a piece of it to slow it down, keep it from going into center field. And guided it a little off its course toward the shortstop, and Schrader took it from there. Nice play. So far, so good. 2 ground balls. They've both been handled, and Kyle Edwards steps up. Kyle Edwards hitting at .515 with 8 home runs, so this guy is their big thumper. Real open stance. Breaking ball. Going to be in there for a strike. I was asking Bill Wupker about Brett Hansen's stuff. He said he didn't have quite the curveball the other 2 did. He's more a slider pitcher than maybe a curveballer.
Almost unfair, Denny, to compare Brett to those other 2. Those 2 have phenomenal curveballs.
1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch back to the screen. Well, Brent Richter getting a start today, with Brett Hansen getting the starting call on the pitcher's mound. And if things don't go real well for Brett, then Brent Richter stay in the game. Probably not going to be very long, because Brett will go back to first base. So he's pulling for the big guy. So he can stay as long as he can in the state tournament. Schrader, he's going to get all three of the opportunities on. It's high. Richter got it. Tagging. He's out. Well, it wasn't too high. And Richter watched a good one yesterday, and Brett Hansen make that play. And Richter duplicated it with a nice tag out. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Both teams down in order in the first. No score in the state championship game after an inning. Back in a moment. Matt Goliber, Denny Callahan to the state championship game in Carroll. Something to be said, I guess, as far as Doug Schrader's couple of high throws the last couple of days. You get rid of it quick. You got time to make that play over there first base yet. Yeah, that was a nice play by Brent. Just as Brett Hansen made yesterday on an Orant throw. Tournament action being brought to you today by Willett Insurance. For your life, health, retirement, or long-term care needs, call Alan at Willett Insurance at 756-4389 in Alton. And by Murphy Painting of Granville. With quality and experience on your side, use Murphy Painting. Use Diamond Vogel Paint. Call 727-3459 Murphy Painting. All right, Nate Hine gets his first crack at the lefty today, and he fouls the first delivery back to the screen. Nate hitting .250 for the year with 20 runs batted in. 2 doubles for the tournament. He's 1 for 6 with an RBI. Breaking ball. That's going to miss the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. We're in the top half of the second inning. Spalding the visitors today. It's decided on a coin flip before the game. That hit the inside corner. He's got a big old late breaking curveball, doesn't he? It's big old, almost like a slider too. Not a sharp breaker. Kind of takes a little bit of a bend at the last minute on you. Spoken like a true catcher. 2 balls, 2 strikes, foul it straight back. 2-2. Folks might wonder if the catcher gets the liberty to say anything to the umpire about strike zones. You can do it in a subtle way, I guess, can't you? There you go. In the air, down the right field line. Right fielder giving chase. This is twisting away from him. Drops foul out of reach of the Van Meter right fielder, Joe Finaro. Nate Hine, 116 at-bats coming into the state tournament. Only 11 strikeouts. The guy that puts the ball in play. Part of the reason he got elevated to the number 4 slot on this in this batting order. Breaking ball, that just missed. Must have stayed high. Sure looked like it's stuck in the strike zone. 3-2, tough one to take with 2 strikes. That's one you might want to foul off next time, just to make sure. Scott Blue's delivery pops it up to the right side. It'll be playable again. It's going to twist into foul ground. This time, Finaro is going to get there. And he'll make the catch on it for out number 1 here in the second. There is a lot of foul ground here. Pitchers love that, but the outfielders have a lot of ground to get to from their spot out there in right or left field to try and run something down in foul ground. But a lot of foul ground for catchers to try and patrol back here, too, behind home plate. It's a spacious ballpark. Hitters love the park because a lot of space in the alleys. All right. Yeah. But then when you get a foul ball caught like that probably would have been out of Vosburg Field, then you don't like it so well. You got robbed of an at-bat. Doug Schrader at the plate. He takes ball 1. Now it's strike 1. 1-1 pitch. Blue works pretty fast. Foul tip into the mitt. 2 strikes. Doug Schrader hitting at .314 to start the tournament with a double and a homer. For the state tournament, he's 0 for 4. Still looking for that first state tournament hit. He does have an RBI, though. That's inside and tight. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now make it 2-2. Doug Schrader got all 3 chances coming his way at shortstop in the bottom of the first inning and did it flawlessly. That's back off the screen for strike 2. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Eric Trudeau, the Van Meter coach. This is his 4th year as head coach at Van Meter, just as it is the 4th year as the head coach for Bill Lupker at Spalding. And in 3 of the 4 years he's been head coach, he's had the team at the state tournament. And just missed the other year, losing in the sub-state. Schrader going to foul another one off. Boy, he's a fighter up there. But I think that would describe every one of the Spalding hitters in this whole state tournament anyway. They have fouled a lot of pitches off to hang tough. 1 out, still looking for a base runner today. Neither team's had one. There it's going to be lined in the right field. That'll drop in there for a base hit. Several pitches off and finally got one to drop. A little bloop over the infielder. Head to that'll bring up Brett Hansen. Hansen, 268 average coming into the state tournament. 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run. Leads the team in walks. And he got a big one yesterday. Just ahead of that triple by Junger. Ground ball to short. Going to go to second base. Save! Pulled him off the bag. And he tagged him out after the fact. He bounced off the bag and then he tagged him out. He was safe originally, and then Schrader came off the bag and he was tagged out at second base. An unassisted put out for the second sacker.
Hand up? Courtesy runner number 15, Drew Height. Running for Hansen at first base.
He was there. And had to jump up and get it, and that pulled him off the bag. And then he put the tag on Doug Schrader, and he'd popped off the bag by then. Son of a gun. Could have had him at first and second and 1 out. Instead, it's 2 outs. Runner at first, and Derek Junger's at the plate. Junger's a .330 average with 4 doubles. He got his second triple of the season yesterday, and he's got a home run. In there for a strike. Well, that breaking pitch is so slow. You wait, you wait, and wait. You got to give up on it, and it slips in there for a strike. Kind of breaks late. And a real subtle break to it. Inside and tight, almost hitting. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brett Hansen at first base. They've got a runner for him probably, don't they? Yeah, Drew Hying is running at first base. Here's the stretch. Scott Blue throwing over to first base. Drew going to be back. I know Dave Hying was saying Drew hasn't had an at-bat here yet in the state tournament. He got a big walk battling in the sub-state. Got a big timely walk in extra innings in that game. That's going to be hit up in the air to left field. Lazy fly by Derek Jungers. Left fielder camping, and finally makes the catch out there. Mark Chamberlain hauls in Jungers' lazy fly with the final out of the second inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We're through an inning and a half of the state finals here today. Spalding in the state championship game for the 5th straight visit to the state tournament dating back to 1989. We're scoreless between the Bulldogs and Spartans. Back in just a moment. Tournament action being brought to you today by Northern Iowa Telephone, your cable and telephone providers. Congratulates the Spartans on another great season. Call Northern Iowa Telephone for your communication needs. By Allers Trucking. Call Allers Trucking for all of your grain and livestock hauling needs. That's Allers Trucking, proud supporters of Spartan baseball. And by Van Ness Construction for all of your general residential and concrete work needs. Call Frank at Van Ness Construction, 756-4383. Stepping in here for Van Meter, the cleanup hitter, Luke Bain. Bain, a .398 hitter with 7 doubles, 5 home runs. This team's hit 37 home runs, more even than Martinsdale yesterday. Where are these guys playing? They can hit all those home runs. There's a line drive right at Schrader. Well, they call third base the hot corner. Today it's shortstop.
You can see why these guys have hit so many home runs today. They go up there hacking. What Brett's doing nicely is throwing the ball in the outside corner, and all they're going to do, that pitch, of course, was a little bit inside where he was able to hit a line drive. But all they're going to do with the pitch on the outside corner is ground it to shortstop all day long.
Joe Finero.
Joe Finero stepping in here. Well, that was hit like a rocket, and it was rising, too. Fortunately, it stayed low enough that Dougie could get it. Breaking ball, scoots him off the plate. Finero hitting at .362. He's got 6 home runs, 7 doubles, 45 runs batted. He's top RBI producing this team. They got 3 players over 40 RBIs for the year. They have scored some runs. 31 games, they've scored 275 runs. That's about 8 a game. 8-9 a game, I'd say. Stop putting the pencil to the paper. That's a pitch away. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 out here in the second. Boy, can they get a third start out of a third different starter that you'll be talking about and buzzing about after the game? High for the ball. So far, so good. They felt if they could get Brett into an inning or two of this game, just like Nate Hying yesterday, they'd be okay. They're going to walk his first guy of the day. Fastball that just missed the inside corner. And there's 1 on and 1 out here in the second inning. A scoreless ball game. We're in the bottom of the second. Got a left-hander stepping in there. Ben Anderson stepping up, the first baseman, the 360 hitter. He's got 7 dingers. 8 doubles on the year, 29 runs batted in. His team a lot like Martinsdale St. Mary's. Those two would have played for the title. That thing would have been about 13-12. The way those two hit the ball. The way Van Meter and Martinsdale St. Mary's can swing the clubs. Spalding, if they can keep her low scoring, that's definitely to their advantage, the way they pitch and play defense. There's a strike in the corner. Tournament action being brought to you by Dutch Mill Pharmacy of Orange City. It's the right stop for your health care and pharmacy needs. Convenient drive-up window. Dwayne and the staff proud to be helpful and offer the friendly service. Dutch Mill Pharmacy in Orange City. Breaking pitch away. Runner going. Throw tails a little to the right field side. He's in there safely. Tough pitch there for Brian to handle that slow breaking ball, and tough throw a runner out on something like that. Got to stand up for these catchers. Left-handed hitter Ben Anderson with a 1 ball, 1 strike count on him. Needless to say, Finaro got a big jump. Brett Hansen taking a long look at him at second. There's a line drive toward left field. Ben Nye coming in, slide, misjudged it, got by him. That may score a run. They're waving Finaro home. He'll score. It's 1-0. In second base, Ben Anderson. That's got to be a 2-base error, doesn't it? Well, they're going to give him a hit on it. Unbelievable. Going to give a hit to Ben Anderson. Ben Nye thought he had a beat on it. Those liners right at you sometimes are really tough to judge, and that was sinking. And he ended up a little far to the right of it, and he tried to reach back for it and went off the edge of the glove then and rolled on past him. They give Ben Anderson a double. Big cut there from Joe Lemke. The third baseman missed it. Lemke on the year, hitting at .236 with 2 home runs. Well, the biggest cut we've seen any of him take yet, but he only has a couple of home runs. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. Sweeper right off the plate. No balls, 2 strikes. Well, the next thing you check after watching this guy swing, check his strikeouts. See, he struck out more than anybody else on the team, 31 times and 89 at bats. That's 1 about every 3. Here's the pitch, breaking ball, calling, strike 3. He rung him up. He'll take the walk back to the bat rack. Strikeout number 32 for that guy. A.J. Wright up the DH in the number 8 spot. 2 outs. Runner at second, a run home. It's 1-0 Van Meter here in the bottom of the second inning. A.J. Wright, just a sophomore. Seniors in the first 7 spots in their batting order. It's the first non-senior we've seen come up to bat here. Takes the first one inside for the ball. Brett Hansen getting the start today of the Spartans in the championship game. That's away. Bill Upker said, I don't know whether he's the right choice or not, but he's a senior. He's got to get the start over a junior, Derek Jungers. Said, I just want to give him the chance to pitch in the state tournament. Say, when he's 50 years old, I pitched in a state championship game. They care about their seniors that way at Spalding. Popped up off to the right. Going to stay in play. Can anybody get to it? Some foul ground. Big long run for Jungers. He couldn't get there. Richter gave a long chase to it. Well, Bill Wupker called your brother Brian and pitcher Brett Hansen over to him and had a little powwow with him in between innings before he took his third base coaching position. What was he talking about, do you think?
Not really sure, Danny. It looked like he made the sign he wanted both of them just to relax a little bit. And I don't know. I didn't think Brett threw too bad. It's good when, maybe that's why they have a senior out on the mound. Somebody step up when the team starts to fall apart a little bit. You need a senior to step up, and that's what Brett did that inning.
1-0, Van Meter. Van Meter is not a rated team, incidentally. Spalding is number 8 in the last poll. But, hey, they're number 1 and number 2 by the end of the day here, so ratings don't matter anymore when you get here. They're just window dressing, as the coaches would say. And yesterday, number 1 went out. They're definitely not going to be even one of the top 2 when the season is over here. Pitch inside to Michael List, leading off the Spalding third. No, he gave a strike on that. Hopefully an umpire gives a real delayed strike call, so that's strike 1. That pitch is going to be a little low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Michael List started the tournament at 297. He's 1 for 5 with the double in the tournament. And played a sparkling third base so far in this tournament. Missed outside, it's 2-1. This guy, Scott Blue, he really works both corners over. He moves the ball around, doesn't he? Yeah. Going to be hit in the air behind second base. Center fielder says he'll take it. And he does. Comes in, battles the sun a little bit. And Michael List retired on a big high fly in the shallow center. Nick Olson runs it down. Van Meter's got a senior in center, senior in right, junior over in left field. Everybody on the infield is seniors. Got a senior behind the plate, a senior out of the mound. This was a year they were kind of expecting it to be good. They were 8-1 in Aiken football last fall with this group. Lost in the second round of the football playoffs. Strike called to Ben Nye. That's away. Ben Nye started the state tournament at 246 with 1 triple. This guy's 3 for 6 in the state tournament. Has scored 3 runs down to the number 9 spot. And he's played both center and left and played them well. Pitch away. Got fooled on that line drive a little bit last half inning. That allowed the first run to score, but this is the only sophomore to break into this lineup this year. Big improvement probably next year for this guy after the experience of this year. Takes it away. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Be good to have him on base. Any fast runner on base would be good.
Here's the pitch. Pops it foul out of play behind us. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes. Spalding's had 1 base runner. Doug Schrader fisted 1 into right field with 1 out in the second. But that's all that came of that second inning. They've had a little problem figuring out Scott Blue, the left-hander. His team has battled against left-handers this year. Strike 3 called in the outside corner. Then thought it was ball 4. He started at first, but rung up. Third strikeout already by Scott Blue, and the fact that 2 have been called third strikes from a team that makes contact, that tells you a little bit about what Scott Blue's doing to him. John Bunker's one of those called up on strikes in the first inning. This guy only struck out 10 times coming into the state tournament, so he definitely doesn't take a called third strike very often.
Got to argue with both of these, Denny. When you got a left-hander like this whose ball is tailing away and he puts it on the outside corner and it tails out of the strike zone, those are good pitches to take. Maybe not with 2 strikes, but I thought those were both good pitches to take.
There's a strike to the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's definitely got a wide strike zone, but it's going both ways, so now you know you got to adjust. Scott Blue's delivery. Fouled that fister right off over top of the dugout. Bounced off the top of the dugout and then into the seats over there, the bleacher section. 1 ball, 2 strikes on John Bunkers. Scrappy little second baseman. He's a senior. He knows this is the last day as a high school athlete. That gets tough later this afternoon when this game's over, doesn't it? You know, when you peel the uniform off, it's over. Unless, you know, several of the players off the 2001 state title team got a chance to go on and play some college baseball. The career continued. Sharp grounder to third base. 1 hopper thrown to first for the out. And the Spartans go down in order here in the third inning. Bunkers 0 for 2 today. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Scott Blue is coasting through 3 innings. 1-0 Van Meter as we head to the bottom of the third inning. We'll return with more state championship baseball on KLEM 1410. And tournament baseball being brought to you today in Carroll by Farmers Savings Bank in Remsen with a sincere interest in serving you best. Not just another bank, it's your bank. Farmers Savings Bank in Remsen. By Babcock Locker in Alton. For all of your locker, butchering, and grilling needs, stop in a Babcock Locker in Alton. That's Babcock Locker in Alton. Good steak. It sounds kind of good right now. We kind of worked through the lunch hour here today. But Babcock Locker for your butchering and grilling needs. Home Plate Catering, another one of our fine sponsors today, planning a special event. Call Jim or Rhonda at Home Plate Catering, prepared hot and fresh on site. Home Plate Catering in Granville. And by Glenn's Copier Incorporated in Alton. See them at their new location, Highway 60 south of Foreman Tire. That's Glenn's Copier. See them in their new location. All right, Van Meter comes to bat here in the bottom of the third, leading in 1-0. Fred Hansen with a one-hitter, but that one hit's produced a run. There's a strike on the inside corner. Leadoff hitter, the number 9 guy, Mark Chamberlain. Chamberlain, a .275 hitter with 4 doubles and a home run. But every one of their hitters has got at least one home run. Breaking ball, that's in for a strike. That was a nice breaking ball there. Started it right at him. He gave up on it and slipped into the inside corner there. Here's the 0-2 delivery. Breaking pitch, swing and a miss, struck him out. Another great starting performance here. Brett Hansen with 3 straight strikeouts, and he's got Van Meter a little off balance. He's just probably the perfect guy to throw it against a big cutting team like this. They come up swinging at first ball fastballs, it looks like a lot, and they're taking advantage of their aggressiveness. Nick Olson, their leadoff hitter, takes the breaking ball in there for a strike. And you get both pitches in there, that's a good sign. Nick Olson grounded out to short. None of the Spalding pitchers are overpowering. They don't have that big fastball like Roeder did a couple of years, or back in 2000 when the Spartans won it. There's a bouncing ball up over Hansen's head, grounded by Bunkers, the second baseman, on to first. Big stretch, got him. Woo. Wow, Richter's doing it over there. Another man that brought the glove today. And Bunkers with a nice play up behind second base and a big bounder. You got to handle those quick if you're going to get the out. Scott Blue up, grounded out to short back in the first inning. Blue with a .310 batting average and 1 home run in the year. Pitch away. I think most of these statistics were given to the state tournament are through regular season, so could have changed a little through tournament play. Breaking pitch, going to be inside. I believe Van Meter got here by beating North Mahaska, who's been a regular here. I think they were here in 2001 when you guys played here last. North Mahaska from down in south central Iowa. There's a strike called just below the interstate. Van Meter, of course, famous for Bob Feller's Museum. Bob Feller, one of the great Major League Hall of Famers, came out of Van Meter, Iowa. If you're ever in Van Meter, I highly recommend going to that museum. I had a chance to see it just a couple of years ago. It's neat. Any baseball fan would love that. A lot of nostalgia there. Old uniforms, a lot of Hall of Fame players, pictures in there, stories. There's a bunt up the third baseline. Mike Liss comes in, guns it, got him, 5-3 for a put-out, and the Van Meter Bulldogs are down in order in the third. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. 3 in the books here at the state championship game today. It's 1-0. Van Meter. Back in just a moment, more state tournament baseball on KLEM. Tournament action being brought to you today by American State Bank in Granville, the Townhouse Restaurant of Orange City. Enjoy every evening their food bar, Wednesday and Friday noon. Burgers, brats, and barbecue. That's the Townhouse in Orange City. Congratulations to the Spartans on a great season for the Farmers Cooperative Company in Paulina and Granville. Foreman Tire, one of our sponsors today. People that know tires and vehicles, and the employer of the Demolition Derby, King Sean. That's Foreman Tire in Alton and Plymouth County Tire in Remsen. And CS Agro Services of Granville and Calumet. Congratulations on a great season, Spalding Spartans. Well, a great season's good, but a championship year is even better. And right now they've got to come from behind to do it. They're down 1-0. Everybody's been through the lineup now once. Now's when we start seeing the adjustments. Brian Goliber at the plate to open up this fourth inning. Pitch into the dirt, skips off to the right. Ball 1. Bill Upker, Dave Hying, the brain trust for Spalding, visited with him before the ball game. They said they had more on North Tama than they did on Van Meter. North Tama was the second seed here. Everybody kind of expected them to progress, but Van Meter won 6-0 yesterday in the semifinals. Got a nice shutout victory. Main thing they knew about Van Meter, they can hit the ball, and we've seen some evidence of that. They have one hit today, but they have been taking their cuts. You look at their stats, and it's impressive. Ryan Goliber with a 3-0 count. He takes ball 4. Spalding with a leadoff walk here in the fourth. Tying run aboard. 72% of the time, leadoff walk score. Going to get a runner here. The hero yesterday, Kraber, who legged it all the way around to first base on Derek Junger's triple. Bill Wupker said, I put a pinch runner in there because I think we might need his speed, and then he gets a triple and he gets the coast in. We agreed to make Bill look smart. Turned out they didn't need the speed after all. List's going to rifle one toward right field, twisting foul out of play. And scampers down off the fence down there in foul territory. Justin List, 2 for 6 in this tournament, struck out in the first inning. Started the tournament at .467 with 7 home runs. He has 7 of the team's 10 home runs. Well, they're not going to try to beat the fences down here. They know that's not their style. This team, I think Dave Hines said it best, this team knows where they came from. And that was a good line. Swing and a miss. And that even talks in regard to how this team sat there for 3 years. These seniors waited their chance for 3 years. Says they haven't forgot where they came from, and I think that's a credit to them, and it's a well-spoken statement about this team and its character. That's fouled off to the left. He said, Dave said, one thing about this team that's really impressed me, seniors especially, they've taken a lot of interest in the JV players this year. Says, we've had varsity people that haven't paid much attention to the JV game, but they've watched it, they've critiqued it, they've complimented the JV kids, they pay a lot of attention to them. There's a little line drive, a little flare in the right field. Going to drop for the Spartans' second hit of the game, and on over to third base goes Kraber. Well, that wasn't that screaming line drive that players like to hit, but it looks like a line drive in the box score. Spartans have something going. Justin List with his 3rd tournament hit. And to continue on that thought about how this team has taken care of their younger players, they'll oftentimes even compliment them in their varsity huddle before they break and go out for the game. They'll compliment some of the JV players on a good play or a good at bat or something like that. So it says because they have not forgotten where they came from.
That's quite a compliment for their seniors to get.
Nate Hying at the plate, cleanup hitter. Runner going to go down to second base as the ball pops out of the catcher's glove. Runners at second and third and nobody out. The Spartans have a big opportunity, and this is going to bring Eric Trudeau, the manager, out of the dugout. He's got to come out and talk to his Van Meter Bulldogs. He's going to bring the whole infield in. They got to decide whether they want to bring the infield in here in the top of the fourth or not. Kind of risky this early in the inning with nobody out, probably, to bring him in. You run the risk then of opening the door for a big inning. Tournament action being brought to you today by Pilgrim Cluster, St. Mary's in Alton, St. Anthony's in Hospers, and St. Joseph Catholic Church in Granville. Also by the OK Cafe in Alton. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Try their homemade soups, pies, and salads. Good cooking. That's the OK Cafe in Alton. Go Spartans. Well, the huddle breaks up. It was a brief one. Eric Trudeau heading back to the dugout. Trudeau still looks like he can play, doesn't he? Pretty slim and trim. He looks pretty good in that uniform yet. Doesn't look like he's all that far removed from the ball field himself. Although he's in his 4th year, unlike Bill Wupker. His 4th year is also actually in his 40th-something year of coaching total. So
these players, Denny, just wait their chance, and then when it finally comes, they take advantage of it.
I know Dave Hines said his Wayne State College roommate actually is a football coach at Van Meter, so has a little connection there. Pitch into the dirt. 1 ball, 2 balls, 1 strike on Nate Hying. Nice write-ups about Nate after his pitching performance yesterday in all of the major newspapers here on the western side of the state. That's a ground ball right back to the pitcher. Going to look the runner back to third, on to first for the out. And, you know, we didn't talk too much about it because it's almost kind of an almost forgotten thought around Granville, but he does battle from a birth disorder that leaves one leg a little short in the other. It's a circulatory problem in his muscles. Casey Martin, on the golf tour, I guess, is more famous for that syndrome than maybe Nate Hying is, but around Granville, everybody knows about his handicap, and he never talks about it. He never uses it as an excuse, but it got a little ink today, and it's worth mentioning that he does play with that handicap.
He refuses to let people feel sorry for him, Dan. He never wants to talk about it. He just goes out there and plays it hard. You gotta love that.
Those of us that follow Spalding baseball pretty carefully, watch a lot of it, almost forget he's playing with that kind of a handicap. But it's noticeable when he runs. He limps naturally. But you wouldn't have noticed it yesterday while he was pitching. Doesn't seem to affect his pitching. He just adjusts to it. No balls, 2 strikes on Doug Schrader. He had a base hit his last time up. Boy, he could use one here. Fouled it off to the right. He's trying to punch one into right field. Kraber at third. Justin List at second base. A little bit of a gentle breeze across the park, left to right. We've had some great weather days down here for the 3 days of the state tournament for the 1A class. That's fouled back. After today, after this 1A game, second half of the championship doubleheader sends Waukee against Harlan in the 3A championship. Their number 1 seed, Davenport Assumption, went out the opening day. Foul off to the right. Another good at bat. Doug Schrader battling. It's the Spartan way, as we've talked about a lot this week. Being a tough out, wouldn't it? Kraber and List out there in scoring position. 1 out. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to second base. That'll tie this game up. On to first for the out. Second RBI for Doug Schrader. And I think both RBIs came on the ground balls. And when earlier in the tournament on a ground out, List over to third base. We're all even at 1-1 here in the top of the 4th inning with 2 outs. And Brett Hansen at the plate. Brett for the state tournament 1 for 5. He came to the tournament with a 268 average. He can help himself right here. That's going to be hit in the air to right. Kind of shading him toward the line. It's going to be an easy play for Finaro. And that's going to take care of the Spartans. But a RBI ground out by Doug Schrader. Moving that runner from third to home. And the Spartans have tied it up on a run and on 1 hit. No errors. 1 left on base. Spartans have left 2. The Bulldogs have left 1. We're halfway through today's championship game. We're all even at 1-1. And tournament action being brought to you by Community Bank in Alton and Orange City, proudly supporting Spartan baseball. It's the Community Bank in Alton and Orange City. For all of your banking needs, see the professionals at the Community Bank in Alton and Orange City. And Poverty Acres Feedlot Incorporated, your custom feeding partner, congratulates the Spartans on their state tournament success. You're already winners to us. Poverty Acres Feedlot Incorporated of Granville sits about a mile from the ballpark. If that, just down the highway a bit. Breaking pitch, going to be in for a strike to the leadoff man. Here in the 4th inning for Van Meter, it's Kyle Edwards. Edwards, a senior shortstop, grounded out to shortstop last time.
This is interesting to see. They almost like Brett has more control of the curve on it.
Yeah.
Not too often you see that from a pitcher.
It misses outside. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. You're exactly right, though, with that assessment. There's a breaking pitch and a hanger. That's down the line. It's fair and into the corner. And on his way to second base, Kyle Edwards. He's in with a stand-up double, opening up the 4th inning for Van Meter. For Kyle Edwards, that's the 15th double of the year. He leads the team in doubles. He also leads the team in home runs with 8, a .515 hitter. He got all over that hanger. That was up out of the plate and on the inner half. It can't be where Brett wanted to put that one.
He wanted it low away, and he left it up.
That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Luke Bain, the catcher. Bain, a .398 hitter with 41 runs batted in, 7 doubles, 5 home runs. This team has trouble away. Most power teams do, but they're working over those inner half pitches. There's a throw to second and the runner back. Well, right now, Bill Wubker's just got to be smiling over the performance out of Brett Hansen. Another quality start here. Halfway through this ball game, they were talking in terms of pitching by committee today. We get 3 innings out of Brett. We'll be happy as heck. They've got that and more. Got a little jam that's developed here in this 4th inning, though. Runner at second and nobody out. 1 ball, no strikes on Luke Bain, who hit a bullet at the shortstop Schrader to open up that 2nd inning. But it was caught, and he was retired. He's 0 for 1. He did hit the corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. That was one of those borderliners. Kind of tough to see how the umpire is going to go, and he gives it that delayed strike call. 1-1 to count. stretch. Hansen with a pickoff again at second base, and Doug Schrader just able to glove it. He was in behind the runner. He couldn't really see it. He stuck the glove out. I think that just accidentally hit the glove, it looked like. He looked relieved to have caught it. And he did all of that. Here's the pitch. The line foul over first base way. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Van Meter in the royal blue and white today. Got a BM up there in the upper right corner of those blue jerseys. Talked about Eric Trudeau looking like he wasn't far removed from college baseball. 1998 Simpson College grad, and this is his first job. Check swing. Yeah, they rung him up. They checked with the base on fire. He said yes. He went around. Big strikeout. He chased one blowing away out of the strike zone. Strikeout number 4 for Brett Hansen. And he's doing it with a breaking stuff today. Wicked break on that breaking ball there.
This performance by Brett Hansen is something else. Nothing I would have ever thought he had in it.
Joe Finaro up. Giving up a couple of hits. Both have been doubles. One scored a run. The other's got him threatening for one here in the 4th. Finaro walked and scored in the 2nd inning. The only walk given up by Brett Hansen today. He's throwing strikes. What more can he ask out of a starter? High for the ball. The guy that gives up more hits than innings pitched, and so far, Van Meter's been a little off balance. That breaking stuff's giving them problems. Their team looks like they really work a fastball pitcher over. The harder the thrower, probably the better they are. So he's just got them off balance with the off-speed stuff. Bill Upker's going to come out and talk to him at this point. Key Hawks lost the last 2 to the Spartans after beating him in 1992. But Key didn't make it back this year. North Tama beat them out. North Tama beaten out by this team, Van Meter. It's every bit the type of games, though, Spalding and Key had. Those are great low-scoring pitchers' duels. Missed the strike zone there. The throw to second, not in time. Ryan didn't act like he was sure the middle infielders are in tune to that play there.
I'm not sure they ever call
really?
that play. It looks like Doug, if he knows he wants the ball, he runs over there.
Well, my sidekick was adept at making that play. I can tell you that. That's a lazy fly to left field. And Nye settling under it, makes the catch, and there's 2 outs here in the 4th inning. Matt Goliber working with us, and he caught on those 2000-2001 teams. For those of you tuning in, Ben Anderson up. He had the RBI double, left-handed hitter. He went the other way last time. The only left-handed hitter presented to Brett Hansen so far today out of the Bulldog lineup. That's away. 2 balls, no strikes. This guy's got some pop in the bat, though, so they do want to stay away from him. He's going to hit this one foul in the air down the left field line. It's going to get out of play. Ben Anderson has 7 home runs, 8 doubles, 29 runs batted in. A real inside-outside swing, though. And I wonder where he hit those long balls to. Spalding keeps working him away. Maybe he's hitting away because that's where they're working him, too. He'll hit it where it's pitched. Not wanting to get in on his hands. Swing and a miss. An off-speed pitch. And he swings and misses at it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kind of choked off one of his fastballs there, and it didn't come with near the velocity. Mr. Anderson was way out in front. Here's the pitch, breaking pitch. Going to hit it in the air, a little soft pop-up, and Schrader takes it right over the bag at second base. Anderson pops out to the Spalding shortstop to end the inning, so nothing came. The leadoff double by Kyle Edwards. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. I don't think we expected a pitcher's duel today, but that's what we've got going in the state finals. We're tied at 1 as we head to the 5th, back in 30 seconds. Premature there. It wasn't quite the 5th inning stretch, but we sang the ball game song half inning early today here at the Carroll Stadium. Had a little war of words there when it got to the point of root for the home team. You kind of intersperse your team's nicknames. We had Bulldogs and Spartans kind of battling back and forth there today. A lot of gold shirts here again today, and they're on a different side today. They've been on the right to our right. Today they're on our left along the third baseline. That's the dugout the Spartans have. They want to be close to their ball club. First pitch of the fifth inning from left-hander Scott Blue. Back to the screen, Derek Jungers, Michael List, and Ben Nye, 7, 8, 9 up in the Spalding order here in the fifth inning. Derek Jungers flied out to left last time. Going to rip a base hit to left this time. Going to be booted. He's going to try for two. They might have a shot at him. No, he threw it from a sitting position. So didn't get anything on it. That should be our first error of the game. It will be. First error on either team. That's the way you want a state tournament game to be. A pitcher's duel, low scoring, not many hits, not many errors. Been a well-played game, well-pitched game so far. Well, can that be the game-deciding run? It just moved into scoring position with nobody out here in the fifth. Michael List at the plate. You bunt here? It's a possibility anyway. Right, swinging away, fouls it back. Guess you got to know your guys here. Michael List. I don't know what kind of bunter he is. We don't have sacrifices for the Spalding players listed here in our stats. Give you a limited.
Okay, drop it down there.
Okay. Yep, you're right. He does. Oh, what a bunt. It's going to be tough. They look at the runner going to third. No play. It's safe to first, too. Off the top of the glove of the first baseman, and they didn't score on it. Wow. That's un-Spartan-like. Derek Jungers rounded and was sitting on the bag. The ball got away at first base. I don't know if Bill Wupker didn't see that or what. It bounced away far enough, could have scored on it. Well, it'll be a sacrifice for Michael List on a whale of a bunt. And then the error on the first baseman who had to go off the top of the glove. Nothing wrong with the throw there. Second error of the ball game. They both occurred here in the last two batters. Runners in the corner, nobody out, and Ben Nye at the plate. You not only got that runner moved over, now you got another runner on there. Swing and a miss by Ben. Called out on strikes last time. 3 for 7 for the state tournament. He actually is tied with Ryan Goliber for the most hits in the state tournament out of the Spartans. And they're the two sophomores. That's a bunt up the line. Safety squeeze. The runner again does not come home. Everybody's safe. Going to be the Spartans. I think they'll give him a hit on that, surely, won't they? They haven't put it up there yet. The first baseman came in kind of looking at that runner, and he overran the ball. He touched it with his glove, and then he had no play, and now they're loaded up. They still haven't made a decision on that play yet. Got to be a hit, I think. We'll go with a hit. Wow, the door is open here. Van Meter has committed the first two errors of the game, and it has set the Spartans up. Gives them 4 hits for the game. I guess they're not going to make a decision either way. Maybe they've got to call it a fielder's choice. I don't know how they get that out of it, but they must, because they aren't giving him a hit. They aren't giving an error either. Fielder's choice then. That's going to pop off the catcher's glove, but nobody's going to advance. Boy, Derek Jungers is really hanging tight to that bag, but nobody out. Bill Wupker obviously not wanting to take any chances with him down there at third base. Bill Wupker seemed disgusted they didn't get a run out of that situation again. John Bunkers at the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Pops it up, foul territory. Get out of play, and it will. First baseman gave chase, but couldn't get to it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bases are loaded, nobody out. Bottom of the order, set the table. There's, boy, they've definitely in a state tournament they've been big. Derek Jungers, game-winning hit yesterday. Takes that low, strike. He is going to give him a delayed call. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Derek Jungers at third. Michael List at second base. Ben Nye at first base. Inside. Apparently a fielder's choice on that little bunt up the first baseline. It was a safety squeeze. Nice bunt by Ben Nye. Jungers decided not to run. There's a ground ball. Foul down the first baseline. Foul by about 4 inches. First baseman backhanded it. He was coming to the plate with it. Everybody going to return to their respective bases. Boy, Van Meter gets out of this. It'll be a stroke of luck. The Spartans are about ready to get into their heavy artillery. If that can be well defined in this lineup, it's kind of hard to figure out where the heavy artillery is. But you figure the RBI guys are in the middle of the order. On deck, Brian Goliber. Nobody out. 1-1 tie. We're in the top of the fifth, state championship game. And here's the windup from Scott Blue. Ground ball foul up the third base line. Well, I know the Spartans are looking for their sixth state championship today. I think 8 is the state record, so they're closing in on some good numbers here. Fouled off to the right again by John Bunkers. Listening to the state championship baseball today on KLEM. Denny Callahan and Matt Goliber down here at the state title game. 3A game coming up next. Waukee and Harlan to decide that. 2A and 4A playing over in Marshalltown today. Monday starts the softball state tournament at Fort Dodge. We'll be there for that as well. Foul ball by Bunkers. What is it, 4 fouls now in a row? Base is still loaded, nobody out. He's a battler. Scott Blue throwing a lot of pitches. It'll be the bottom 3 in the Van Meter order, due up in their half of the fifth. Base is loaded. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And after one low, that was a good pitch there. Got to give Scott Blue some credit. He really located it out down around the kneecaps. John down on strikes for the second time today. That is the 4th strikeout for Scott Blue. Ryan Goliber up. Goliber struck out for only the 4th time this year in the state tournament. Yesterday, he grounded out to short. He's walked and scored Spartans' only run. Now, a lot of guys like to squeeze bunt with 1 out. If you're going to do it, this would be a good time to do it. You've got a guy that can handle the bat up here. That's a ground ball to short. They got to come home. Got him there. Throw to first base. Got him there. They got out of it. Goes 6 to 2, 2 to 3. Double play for Van Meter. They did that pretty slick, Matt. And that's the way to get out of a bases loaded jam right there. No runs. There was 1 hit, 2 errors, 2 left on base. We're still tied 1-1. After 4.5 innings, Spartans had them loaded with nobody on, and they got nothing out of it. And boy, you got to look at those lost opportunities. And that runner at third base had a couple of chances to get him home that inning on an errant throw to first, another one on a bunt, and then there was a little bit of a pass ball too. So 3 chances that inning. He could have maybe tried, but didn't. They played it safe. They came up empty. Tournament action being brought to you today by Willett Insurance, by Murphy Painting, Northern Iowa Telephone, Allers Trucking, Van Ness Construction, and Dutch Mill Pharmacy of Orange City. Van Meter coming to bat here. In the bottom of the fifth, they've got their bottom 3. Let's see if they get the table set like Spalding's bottom 3 did. Now Ryan Goliber into a 6-2-3 inning-ending double play. Kind of hard to believe. Brown's crew has come out here. I don't know what they're doing. Something wrong with the scoreboard out there. The guy's up on a ladder doing some adjustment work on the scoreboard, and they wait now until he gets off the ladder. Somebody hits him off the top of that ladder out there beyond the 353 mark. That's some pretty good shooting. Tailing fastball, hits the inside corner for a strike. Fred Hansen working into the 5th inning. A 2-hitter going. Couple of doubles. 1 produced a run. Breaking pitch, fouled it back. Joel Lemke, third baseman, called out on strikes his first time up. This is the guy that takes that big cut, hitting .236 with 32 strikeouts on the year now. Leads the team in strikeouts. Going to jump on that break and pops it up at the pitcher's mound. And Brett Hansen, who plays first base normally, makes the catch on it. That's the advantage of having a infielder turn pitcher. You know how to handle a pop-up. All you do is pitch, and sometimes you're not as adept at that. A.J. Wright up, sophomore DH. He struck out his last time up. Well, we've had the privilege of calling the last 5 state title games that Spalding's played in. So far, we've had a lot of winning success. Only one time we've come up short, and that was in 1992 to Lansing Key. Happy to be a part of this. Matt and I were just kind of talking. I just enjoy the fact they let me come along for the ride. Hard one-hop shot to Bunkers. Going to skip off his glove out into right field. And they are going to call that a hit. I think I would agree with that assessment. That was a rocket hit right at Bunkers' feet. He tried to come up with it, but it just ate him up. That's the proverbial short hop there. The bad short hop. Yep. A.J. Wright with a third Van Meter hit of the game, and they've got 1 on and 1 out. Number 9 hitter Mark Chamberlain up, a strikeout victim back in the third. Throw to first and the runner is back. Again, you got Brent Richter at first base today. John Bunkers at second. Doug Schrader at short. And Michael List at third. Pitches away. Ben Nye in left. Justin List out in center. And the right fielder today is Derek Jungers. Brett Hansen is throwing the baseball today off the mound. Throws that one outside for the ball, and then Brian Goliber behind the plate today. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 on, 1 out to the number 9 hitter, Mark Chamberlain. And he hit the corner there, strike 1. Kind of had a laugh. I was asking Nate Hying what Bill Wupker came out in the 7th inning and said to him when he got down to the number 9 hitter, 2 balls, no strikes. He said, don't walk the number 9 hitter. He'd already done it once in the day. Tie for the ball. That was the only guy who gave him much trouble yesterday, the number 9 hitter. Could not throw a strike to him for the love of him. And, of course, that conference had carried a lot of weight. He went on to throw 4 straight balls to the number 9 hitter and walked him. And he's got to hit this number 9 hitter with a pitch. Brett Hansen slams his fist into the glove. That's not what he wanted to do at all. 2 on and 1 out. Bottom of the order for Van Meter sets the table for their top of the order. Tournament action being brought to you today by Hansen Sod Company, by Windmill Park Jewelers, and Bunkers Feed and Supply. Well, Bill Wupker's out of the dugout again. I think his wheels are starting to turn. How much longer do I go with my guy here? He's given me more than I ever expected. I think if they thought 3-4 innings, they were going to get that quality innings out of him, but that, boy, they'd have been tickled pink, and they've got that.
He's giving them 4 strong innings. I don't think it'll be long before they go to Justin Lipp.
And Bill Upker trying to make a decision now, and you can almost bet, I think it would have dictated the thought process here a little more if the Spalding would have got a run out of that bases loaded, no out situation. But the fact it's still tied, looks like they're going to leave him in here. Pitchers. Nick Olson up here with a big opportunity. He's grounded out to short. He's grounded out to second. Olson's a .363 hitter, 17 runs batted in. This Van Meter team does strike out quite a bit, though, as I look at their strikeout numbers. Pitch wide. Bill might have told him, we got one more batter to do something to get it out here, and we might give you another one, but you lose this guy, and we're going to make a change. 2 on, 1 out. Trouble brewing here in the 5th for Spalding defensively. Here's the pitch. Well, took that kind of down the middle, but umpire thinks it was high. Whoa. Spalding fans didn't agree. Looked like it was about at the letters, but the plate umpire didn't like it. It wasn't in his zone. It's 2-0. Here's the pitch. That's in the zone. Strike 1, 2-1. Right down the middle.
One thing I like about the Spartans team, Denny, when they make mistakes, which they did last inning, they move on. That's an attribute of both Coach Webster and Coach Hine. Once it's over, it's over, and then they go on. It
was taken until he threw a strike, so he'll be cutting now. That's a foul off to the right. Look out in the bleachers over there. Well, we got a near-capacity crowd down here at Carroll today, as you would expect, on the final day of the high school baseball season for 2003. Nice gentle breeze, a gorgeous day at the ballpark. Chamber of Commerce Day in Carroll. Breaking ball missed. They go to 3 balls, 2 strikes. On leadoff hitter Nick Olson with 2 on and 1 out. He's 0 for 2 today. Scott Blue on deck. Here's the pitch. Look out, almost hit him with a tailing fastball. He'll walk him. And with that, Bill Wupker's out of the dugout. That'll load him up with one out. And Bill's going to decide now who he goes to. Justin List is who he's making the call to. That'll mean Brent Richter's day is over, I'm sure. I would think Brett Hansen would go over to first base now. Boy, a nice applause. Well-deserved applause for Brett Hansen. He gave him everything and more. And Brent Richter, he gets a hand too as he goes off. He played a nice first base today.
He made two big plays that kept him in this game.
1-1 tie, bases loaded, one out. Justin List is coming in to throw. He was the winning pitcher on Wednesday in the opening round. He's coming on in relief. Well, Justin List, he's got a 7-2 record, 8-2 after winning the tournament opener. An ERA of 1.69 through a four-hitter in going the route back in the opening day and beating West Harrison by a 7-3 score. Gave up a couple of earned runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. A solid performance on Wednesday. Let's see what he does in relief. It's high for the ball. It's going to change things up a little bit. He's a little harder throwing than Brett Hansen. Brett Hansen goes back to first base. That probably moved Ben Nye back to center field, I'd guess. Pitch is inside. And then I suppose Doug Halpert went out to left field. That'd probably be the way they move. Yeah, Ben Nye to center, and then Halpert's in right, or left field, I mean. And Halpert will be getting DH for. The line drive, base hit. And Halpert comes up throwing, 1 run in. Everybody else going to move up 90 feet. He singles on Justin List's second delivery. 2-1, Van Meter. They're still hitting with the bases loaded and 1 out. That run going to be charged to Brett Hansen. He can't close the book on Brett yet. Boy, Halpert just came in and right away he almost had to make a big throw to the plate there, but he did a good job. He kept the second runner from trying to come home. Base is still loaded. Number 3 hitter Kyle Edwards up. This is their best hitter. Takes a strike. Edwards hitting .515 with 43 runs batted in. He hit his 15th double of the year earlier today. 3 triples, 8 home runs. Be careful with this guy. Breaking ball, that's going to stay high. Van Meter back in front by a run. They scored back in the second. Spalding tied it in the fourth. Now here in the bottom of the fifth. Van Meter's gone back in front, swinging a miss at a breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Van Meter's had a lot of trouble with the breaking pitches today. First Brett Hansen, now Justin List. Kyle Edwards grounded out to short, and he doubled. Breaking pitch, going to hit this in the air. Shallow center, Ben Nye coming on. John Bucker's going out. John Buckers makes the catch, and that'll keep that runner from tagging. Well, they can get out of this one, only 1 run being scored. That'll be a pretty good piece of work, I'd say, Matt. That'll bring up Luke Bain, the cleanup hitter. Another tough out here, 398 average, 5 home runs, 41 runs batted in. Actually a better run producer even than Kyle Edwards. Base is full, 2 are out. Here's the pitch, it's inside. Spalding has a 17-5 record in their state tournament appearances, so they haven't lost many games. Their trips here. Hard shot to Michael List. He knocks it down, steps on the bag, and that's going to take care of Van Meter. Spalding kept him in sight anyway. 1 run, 2 hits. No Spalding errors, 3 left on base. That was a big escape job by Granville Spalding there. They're down only 2-1 as we go to the 6th. Middle of the order coming up for the Spartans. And this one is rolling into the 6th inning. I thought we had a good one yesterday. I think everybody said, boy, that should have been the title game. If that was the title game, that would have really been even better. But we got another good title game going here today, too. Another 1-run game these Spartans are involved in.
Hard to believe someone could come out on top of that game from yesterday, and here they are doing it today.
Yeah, they're doing it today. Another good one. And you like Spalding's chances in these close, low-run games. They've had a lot of success in these this year, but they're on the short end of it right now. They're going to have to hit the way back.
Looks like Steve Justin up here starting it off for the Spartans.
Well, the difference may be that 5th inning. Spalding loaded them up with no outs, got nothing out of it. Van Meter loaded them up with 1 out. They got a run out of theirs. We'll see if the Spartans can rally. Justin List, Nate Hying, And then Doug Schrader. This is key inning for the Spartans. They've got the hitters up. This may be the last time they get a chance to hit here today. Lefty Scott Blue has done a good job. I've been impressed with him.
Leading off for Spalding Catholic, the pitcher Justin List.
Justin List steps up. He's struck out. He's singled today. He fouls this one off to the right. He had a little flare over the second baseman's head his last time up. Doug Halpert out there in left field now, and again, he's going to get DH for us, so doesn't change the batting order at all. That pitch is going to be low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. List, the only 400 hitter out of the starting cast for Spalding. It's going to be hit in the air down the right field line. It's going to be in foul ground. Can anybody get to it? Actually, the right fielder, Bonaro, overran it. It fell in behind him. He was battling the sun, looking for that warning track, and then he overran it. One thing, you run and run and run out there, and there's a long time before you get to the fence. He's used to a smaller ballpark, you could tell. He thought that fence was going to be coming sooner than later. He knew how many steps he normally would take before he's got to start worrying about crashing into the fence, even a long way from the fence. A lot of foul ground down both lines here. 1-2 pitch. Going to hit it in the air to the right. Little soft pop up. Bonaro coming on. He's going to catch it right inside the foul line for out number 1. Now Justin with 2 strikes just tried to punch it into right field again, and this time he got it airborne. You could almost hear Joe Bonaro out there. That one went in the air and he had to run again. He said, "You got to be kidding me." He's just trying to get his win back from that long run he took into foul territory. Nate Hying up. Breaking ball misses for ball 1. Nate is flied to right. He's grounded back to the pitcher. He's 1 for 8 in the state tournament. 250 hitter. Ground ball to short. Backhand. Nope, dropped it. Gonna call it a hit. Nate Hying with his second state tournament hit. Went into the hole. The only play was Kyle Edwards backhanding it. He didn't come up with it cleanly. Spalding is out. There's match Van Meter in hits now, 4 apiece. Going to get Kraber in there to run again. Adam Kraber, a junior. He scored the first run today. And he also scored a run yesterday, the go-ahead run. Dave Hying talking to Kraber down there in that first base line before he puts him on the bases. Just reminding him of what's at stake here and that there's 1 out. You don't want to lose a runner here. That's too big a base runner. You don't know how many more you're going to get. Scott Blue is looking sharp. Hitter is Doug Schrader.
What's interesting to see, Denny, is the gap in between the right field and the center field. There's so many balls that have gone foul that he's almost playing up right on the line. That's a good point. It'd be nice to see somebody find that gap.
Well, last time you pointed that out, Derek Jungers hit it yesterday right into that gap. And it rolled to the wall on 1 short hop. Dave Hying said we were talking about that hit yesterday. He said, boy, at Vosburg Field, that would have been out several rows into the cornfield. And he's exactly right. It had been a 2-run dinger back home, but here was a long triple to the power alley in right center. Is there another hero in the house? Wide drive right back at the pitcher. They're going to double him up at first base with a hit and run, and Kraber was halfway to second base. Son of a gun. Well, this team has been charmed so far in this tournament, but today, Van Meter seems to be more the charmed team. That was a bullet right back at the pitcher, stuck the glove up, caught it, and then had the presence of mind to look to first. Kraber was halfway to second, had no chance to get back whatsoever. Easily doubled up, the second double play in as many innings for Van Meter. They're making the plays today, Matt. All right, no runs. There was 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's a 2-1 ball game. Van Meter back in 30. We roll into the bottom of the 6th. Tournament action being brought to you by CS Agro Services in Granville and Calumet. Foreman Tire by Farmers Cooperative Company in Paulina and Granville. The Townhouse Restaurant in Orange City and American State Bank in Granville. Spalding 3 outs away from finishing runner-up for only the 2nd time in the history of this school's state tournament appearances, but well, the bottom of the lineup's been a table setter, and they're going to have to get her done again. Justin List going to hit Joe Finaro right away. Joe Finaro's got to wonder what he's done to the baseball gods. He ran till his tongue was hanging last inning out there in right field on 2 consecutive foul balls. And now he gets plucked in the batting helmet with the first pitch he sees there in the bottom of the 6th. He's walked and scored, flied to left, and now been hit by a pitch. That'll bring up Ben Anderson, the left-handed hitting first baseman.
Ben
Anderson had an RBI double back in the 2nd. Popped up to the shortstop in the 4th inning, 1 for 2 today. Justin List on in relief. He gave up the bases loaded single to Scott Blue in the first batter he faced. The opposing pitcher is also put across the run that may decide this one today. Throw to first, he's back. Going over there on the first try, but this one had some zip to it. Trying to bunt, the runner going, they fire down, he's safe. Ryan kind of double clutched there a little bit, Matt. Looked like he was waiting for Schrader to get in there to cover. He'd have thrown it right away. The shot might have been better at him. Runner at second base, nobody out. Ben Anderson to the plate. Van Meter looking for an insurance run. They're trying to win their first ever state championship. Spalding got theirs way back in 1974. Their second state tournament appearance. 72 is their initial one. That was in a big state tournament when everybody was playing. I think Mason City, I read this morning, was the team that beat Spalding in that first state tournament. Breaking ball. Hits the corner. Strike 1. They won it back-to-back in 74 and 75, and again back-to-back in 2000 and 2001, and won it in 1989, runner-up in 92. They're trailing 2-1 in the bottom of the 6th here in today's title game. Swing and a miss. Spalding has been in the state championship in each of the last 5 trips to the state tournament. Ben Anderson down on strikes on a low-speed breaking ball.
Third baseman Joel.
That's the first strikeout for Justin List. That'll bring up Joel Lemke. Just inside. Lemke called out on strikes in the 2nd, popped up to the pitcher in the 5th. Runner at 2nd and 1 out. Bulldogs lead it 2-1. Really important. Spalding chokes this run off here. They want to have a 2-run deficit to try and make up. Swing and a miss. Again, it's going to be Brett Hansen, Derek Jungers, Michael List up in that 7th. At the bottom of the order, set the table in the 5th inning, loaded them up with nobody out, and they did not score. There's a strike on the inside corner. And if Spalding doesn't score again in the 2003 season, how much sleep will Bill Wupker lose tonight over not getting Derek Jungers home? He had 3 chances to do it in that 5th. There's a ground ball foul off to the right. First came on an errant throw to first base that went off the top of the first baseman's glove, and I'm not sure they saw it over on the third base side. Yeah, because it went down the first baseline enough they could have scored easily. I thought Derek didn't run. By the time they realized it, it was too late to take off then. And then they laid a bunt down up the first baseline, a safety squeeze, and played it safe, didn't go. And then there was a ball that got away from the catcher. Didn't go all the way to the backstop, but had he broke immediately, he still might have made it. Bill Wupker was most disgusted about that. He missed another opportunity to score him. The little things in this game often decided, don't they? Breaking pitch in for a strike. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Justin List looking to get another K here. Fastball going to be hit in the air. Foul territory. Michael List over near the Spalding dugout. He'll run out of room. Michael List over near the Spalding dugout. He'll run out of room. Going to drop just over the backside of the dugout and out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the 6th. State championship game, and it's been a good one. Well, we've had some teams that haven't had much tournament success come up big this year. Martinsdale St. Mary's and this team, Van Meter, both winning their first state tournament victories while here. And here's Van Meter in the state championship game for the first time. It's their first attempt at a title in any sport. Breaking pitch, ground ball to short. Schrader going to look that runner back on to first for the out. Well done by the Spalding shortstop. 2 are out. Finaro still at second base. And A.J. Wright up. He had a base hit in the 5th. Hit that bullet right at the feet of John Bunkers, and they call her a hit. JB just couldn't come up with it. It just ate him up. Wright struck out in the second. Breaking pitch, that's in for a strike. The line on Brett Hanson's day, 4 1/3 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs. Both of them were earned, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. He'll be the losing pitcher if the Spartans don't rally. Swing and a miss. Big cut there and a fastball at the letters. Justin just challenged him and he got it by him. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Justin List into the stretch, the pitch, breaking pitch, struck him out. They're out of the inning. Nothing came of the hit batter to open the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We're to the top half of the 7th inning. Van Meter 2, Spalding 1. Both cheering sections are on their feet. We'll be back in just a moment. Denny Callahan, Matt Goliber, and Carroll. We're into the 7th. It's anybody's game yet, but the Spartans have got to do some rallying. Their alley caps are on in that Spalding dugout. Was there one more hero in the 2003 season, Matt?
I think so. You got to like your chances. Most teams don't like their chances when you see your bottom of the order coming up. But with these guys coming up, you got to have a good feeling.
They've been kind of a late inning team all year anyway. They have had some clutch hits, and let's see if they got one more in the arsenal here. They are the first at bat, so whatever they counter with, Van Meter can counter back in the bottom of the 7th. Van Meter's pitcher, Scott Blue, has pitched a terrific game, though. Hats off to him. He's given 4 hits to the Spalding Spartans. Kept them at bay all afternoon, getting out of the bases loaded, no out jam with a double play in the 5th was big. 6-2 to 3 to end the inning after he struck out John Bunkers on a tough pitch. That's going to be hitting the air toward right center. Center fielder drifting over. He's got room. He makes the play. And Brett Hanson is retired on a fly to center fielder Nick Olson. Too much air into that one, I guess. Hit it in the right direction, but just didn't get it on the line drive. 1 out in the 7th. Derek Jungers at the plate. The hero yesterday. Fly to left. He's singled. He's got 1 home run. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch. It's in for a strike. Scott Blue wants that ball back, and he wants to get another pitch headed homeward. He wears number 1. He'd like his team to be that at the end of the day here. He's 2 outs away from it. Missed away. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, nobody on in the 7th. Not over till it's over, as Yogi said once. Breaking pitch. That's going to miss. Everybody kind of sits there on the edge of their seat. This umpire's so delayed in calling strikes, you kind of wait to see what he's going to call. A few oohs and ahs well after the pitch there, and he didn't call anything, indicating it was the ball. There's a strike in the corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Derek Jungers taking some pitches, as you should do when you need a base runner. Derek had a triple yesterday, and that was his only run batted into the tournament. And that's going to miss outside. This time the Van Meter fans oohing and on. That was awful close to take with 2 strikes. He's been given that pitch to the pitcher sometimes today. That's going to be hit toward left. Left fielder on his horse. He's found the spot. He camps. He makes the catch. And to backpedal a couple of steps, and then Mark Chamberlain found the spot. It was coming down, and he made the catch. Ball's not carrying real well today, despite the fact there's not much humidity. Usually the ball really jumps on a day like today, but that one died out there. 2 outs. It's up to Michael List. He's had a terrific defensive state tournament. Let's hope he finds some offense here, Matt. Down to the last out. There's a strike on the corner. List has flied to center. He laid down a bunt last time that they overthrew first base on. There's a ground ball. Third baseman charging. It's going to be a tough play. He's got it. On to throws high. It's down into the corner. List on his way to second base. Here's the throw. That's off target. He's safe. And the ball going to get away. He's going to try for third. Here's the throw. He's safe. Runner at third. 2 outs. A double error on the play. Two errors on that play. The first one was on the throw from the third baseman. The second one was on the throw from the first baseman to second base. And the plot thickens. Runner at third. Tying run 90 feet away. Ben Nye at the plate. He's had 3 state tournament hits. None today, though. He has struck out, and he reached on a fielder's choice. He laid a bunt down last time, thinking it was going to be a safety squeeze. He beat it out. Thought it should have been a hit, actually, but they called it a fielder's choice. Ben Nye in a long conversation with Bill Wupker.
There's something about this team, Denny. For some reason, they just refuse to lose. And win or lose this game, you got to like the effort these guys are showing that day.
They've given themselves a chance here in the 7th inning. Or actually, Van Meter has 4 errors on the day now, and that double error. They had 2 errors back in the 5th. Oh, for a wild pitch or a pass ball. Or a base hit, we'd take that too. They're shallowed up on the corners. Here's the pitch. They missed outside. Third baseman kind of trailing that runner in, thinking they might bunt, but 2 outs, that's probably not in the equation here. 1 ball, no strikes on Ben Nye. Number 9 hitter, a sophomore, fouled it back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Boy, you got to figure Ben Nye's palms are sweaty, his heart's beating about 90 miles an hour. What a spot for the little sophomore. Can he be a hero? Look out, hit him. He's going to take his base. Pitch came right in at his feet. He couldn't get out of the way of it. Well, it's off his shoulders now. He represents the go-ahead run. Johnny Bunkers up instead. John has struck out twice. He's grounded out. Now to bring Eric Trudeau out of the dugout. He's going to call the infield in. He's going to change pitchers here. He's going to change pitchers. He's going to his shortstop, Kyle Edwards, the first day winner. So we've got a 1-minute break. It's not over yet. Don't give up the ship. Denny Callahan, Matt Goliber down here at Carroll. 1 out away from elimination. Ball hit on a chop up the third baseline by Michael List. They overthrow first. They overthrow second. He's on third. Ben Nye gets hit by a pitch. Now you got not only the tying run on base in scoring position, but you got Ben Nye at first base representing the go-ahead run. And you're up there to the senior part of the lineup now. John Bunkers, Brian Goliber on deck. A little bit on Kyle Edwards. He's got a record of 5-0, an ERA of 1.52. He's going to 3 pitchers with an ERA under 2. He's got 27 2/3 innings logged, 35 strikeouts. He has given up 22 hits, and he has walked only 6, so he's going to throw strikes. And I'm sure that's what they're looking for in this situation. Runners on the corner, 2 are out. John Bunkers at the plate. Having a runner at first base gives you the opportunity for that delayed double steal if you want to take that risk. And if John Bunkers gets in trouble in the count, we might see something like that. All right. Not a dull moment with the Spartan team. They never say die. Looked like they were dead in the water on that grounder by List, but they're still alive now. There's the line drive. Base hit! It's going to the wall. Bunkers on his way to second base. Runner rounding third. Two runs are going to score. Paid for it. Bunkers split them, and it went to the wall, and they got 2 runs out of it. The outfielders in short to cut the blooper off. Ground ball to short by Goliber on to first for the out. The Spartans have not only tied it, they've gone in front. 2 runs, 1 hit, 2 costly errors, and a costly hit batter, as it turns out. 1 man left on base. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Now it's the Spartans trying to protect the lead. They're up 3-2. Back in 30 seconds. 2 outs, nobody on base. That's just kind of a sign for this Spalding team to kick it in gear. How many times have they scored in that situation in the state tournament? They've done it again, not once but twice, picking up the tying and go-ahead runs here in the top of the 7th inning. John Bunkers with a double, a liner over the second baseman's head. The outfielder was playing shallow to prevent that bloop over the infielder's head, and they drilled it in between them all the way. It rolled forever to the 353 mark, right out there where Derek Jungers parked his triple yesterday. Both runners able to score. Unbelievable. Number 9, number 1, number 2 to up in an inning Van Meter didn't expect to have to hit. Now Justin List can be a winner. He can win both games in his state tournament, the first one and the last one, if he can record outs here. Mark Chamberlain up. He has struck out. He's been hit by a pitch. First pitch is high for a ball. Well, we just got through talking about all the Northwest Iowa teams that have come from behind and won big in a 7th inning rally, and the Spartans might add their name to that roster. They have done it a lot in this tournament trail. Sub-state, they got an heroic late hit. Yesterday in the semifinals, an heroic late hit. None bigger than John Bunker's 2-run double. That pitch is going to hit the inside corner. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch for the ground ball to third. Michael List has got it. On to first. 1 out. Oh, it got by. Got by Brett Hansen. He's on his way to second base. Brett Hansen tried to stretch out there for it. And he stretched and he didn't come up with the ball. That'll be the first error of the day on the Spartans. Boy, wasn't a good time for that, Matt. You take it and you give it away, I guess. Now the tying run in scoring position. Nobody out, and Nick Olson at the plate. Ground out to short, ground out to second. He's walked. Justin List going to have to do some fighting now. Had a runner at second and nobody out last inning and battle out of it. The stretch in the pit. Look to bunt. The bunt is up the third baseline. Michael List charges, throws. They got him. Runner over to third base with 1 out now. Michael wanted to see if List was going to be able to get over there and get the ball. I think he was supposed to cover third base. But he was a little late getting to the ball, but he still made a nice throw on the run. Well, now you got to be careful. All sorts of strategy you can do here from third base. Scott Blue at the plate. He drove in the go-ahead run of the 5th inning. He's grounded out to short, grounded out to third base, and had an RBI single to break the 1-all tie. Breaking pitch in for a strike. Runner at third, 1 out. Spalding 2 outs away from a state title that looked very improbable a half inning ago when they were down to their last out with nobody on base. Pitch out. They thought they had something going there. They didn't. 1 ball, 1 strike. Boy, it's a chess game now, isn't it? Everybody trying to pick up each other's signs, see if they can they'll tip their hand. Now the batter going to back out of the batter's box as the home plate umpire calls timeout. The infield is in everywhere. Easy to get a hard ground ball through on this very quick infield. They're coming with a squeeze. Bunts it foul. Goliber dove and couldn't catch it. There was the squeeze. And a good pitch there by Justin List. It was a breaking pitch, and he bunted it foul. It's the best he could really do with it. Couldn't get it down in fair territory. That was the out-and-out suicide squeeze. And Bill Wupker's going to come out and talk to his infielders after that. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, the squeeze with 2 strikes isn't quite as likely, but I've seen him do it. You need the run if you're Van Meter. Somehow, some way, you've got to get that run home. Brian Goliber's got to knock everything down behind that plate now. Nothing gets by. 1 out, runner at third. An error opened the door here. Spalding took advantage of 2 errors in the top of the 7th and a clutch 2-out, 2-run double by John Bunkers. Plating, Michael List and Ben Nye. Spalding up 3-2. They're 2 outs away from celebrating their 6th state championship, and you're starting to get up there with the Norways and the Keys and some of those other great teams. Bancroft, St. John's, they've got quite a few titles too. Norway, Bancroft, they're no longer programs anymore, but they were traditions at the state tournament for many, many years. Here's the stretch. The pitch, breaking pitch, he missed inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's on its way, breaking pitch. That's going to miss the corner again. 3 balls, 2 strikes. You don't want to put the winning run on here either. Bad enough you got the tying run 90 feet away with a 1 out. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to short. The infield in, bobbled by Schrader. Now he throws. Safe. It's going to be another error, I think. Schrader was kind of looking at that runner to see if he was going to break off the bag, and then he lost eyesight of the ground ball and it went out of the glove. It is an error. The 2nd of the inning, the 2nd of the game of the Spartans. Doug's had a terrific day at shortstop. Yeah, that's a pretty common mistake. You're going to look at that runner, see if you're going to need to come to the plate. Your teammate's got to help you out a little bit, though. Just be talking to you so you can take care of the business of looking at into your glove. Dave Hine was telling me this team gets along so well. The seniors get along with the freshmen. They just have really clicked and gelled as a family. And as a family right now, you need all of that to be solid.
A lot of coaches just crave for chemistry like that. Danny, to have a team out there that's able to work together. So
I was telling Dave Hine for the game, in my business, in the years and years and years, and all the ball teams I've covered, seeing a team come together with great chemistry does it for me. Pitches wide, they had to squeeze on. It was too wide to bunt. The runner gets down to second base. Now you got the winning run in scoring position. Seeing a team maybe not as talented as other teams that don't find that chemistry through the year, seeing a team just gel with chemistry. I see more teams win championships with chemistry than with talent. And it's, I think, one of the real neat things for me as a sports announcer to see teams do that. You appreciate it after you played, too, seeing that kind of chemistry gel a team. Here's the pitch. That's going to be on the inside corner for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mark Chamberlain down at third. He represents the tying run. Scott Blue at second. He represents the winning run here in the bottom of the 7th inning. A base hit could possibly win it for the Bulldogs after they gave the lead up in the top of the 7th with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch. It's inside. It's a 2 ball, 1 strike count. Boy, high drama here in the 7th and a great championship game. Both teams have committed 2 errors here in the 7th. It's gotten a little ugly defensively here in this inning. It's the pressure of the moment cracking some people here. Here's the ground ball by third. Down the corner. 1 run in. 2 runs are going to score. Van Meter wins. Back with totals and highlights in 60 seconds.
They were district champions, sub-state champions, and have completed a 29-10 season record with their 10th trip to the state tournament. Our congratulations to the players, coaches, and fans of the Spalding Catholic Spartans. Please come forward to receive your runner-up trophy and medal.
Back here at Carroll. Well, you went from jubilation to disappointment, Matt. That's what this thing can do to you, this state tournament, and it comes down to the wire. It can be a moment of glory, or it can be a moment of just utter disappointment, and that's the feeling over in the Spartan dugout right now. They look like they had rallied miraculously for a victory, and now it got away in the bottom of the 7th. Totals for the game: Spartans 3 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors, 4 left on base. For the Bulldogs, Van Meter wins their first ever state championship, and it can't get much more dramatic than this one did. 4 runs, 5 hits, 4 errors, 7 left on base. Kyle Edwards ripped one by third. The infield was in, hit it right down the line, got into the corner. Runners scoring easily from second and third base. And the Bulldogs, who gave up the lead in the top of the 7th, grab it back in the bottom of the 7th and win it 4-3, finishing at 29-5. Spalding ends the year at 29-10. John Bunker's big 2-run bubble put the Spartans ahead 3-2. And the Spalding Spartans back to the drawing board. They're going to lose several seniors: John Bunkers, Justin List, Nate Hying, Doug Schrader, Brett Hansen. Kids that came down here to the state tournament and I think surprised everybody. Hats off to all this senior class. This was a ride to remember for them. A team that nobody thought would do much this year. They plugged in a lot of holes, and there was a ton of them to fill. And this team came within an out or two of winning a state championship.